understand what I'm about to tell you, you need to do something first. You need to believe in the impossible. Can you do that?
What do you desire that you can't have?
When I eat a brain, I get visions.
Don't ever come back to Gotham.
You have failed this city.
Jesus, what kind of a preacher are you?
There's about a dozen ways that I could stop you right now. But I don't think I have to.
Because where I'm from, your grandson becomes the greatest hero in the universe.
Now you should at least give a brother a moment to say something heroically clever.
In the future, my friends may not be heroes, but if we succeed, they will be remembered as legends.
Welcome to the DC TV report for the week ending Saturday, September 8th, 2018. I'm Edward O'Hare, nickname to be determined.
And I'm Sarah Netzley, academic by day, freelance writer by night.
We're here to bring you recaps, news, and commentary for all live-action television shows based on DC Comics.
And this week we have news and commentary, but no recaps.
Aww.
Yay!
Aww.
Yeah,
we do have a retro pick.
We do. We have a really good retro pick. But yeah, this is a strange part of end of summer, beginning of fall. I feel like I've watched all the shows I wanted to get caught up on over the summer, and there's, I don't know, I'm in this period now where Jason and I sit down and turn on Netflix and are just like, I don't know, what movie from like 2006 did we miss at the time that could just occupy us for 2 hours so we don't have to talk to each other and then we can go to bed. Did I just paint a grim picture of marriage? I didn't mean to. It's just, I don't know, we're just kind of flailing with direction in our entertainment choices.
Yeah, no, it's that time of year. I came home last night to find my mother on Netflix watching a movie about women after World War II peeling potatoes. So
I'm sorry if you take any disrespect for the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society out of your mouth, Edward O'Hare. Please tell your mom I'll be over soon with homemade banana bread to watch it with her.
I did not think you would know what I was talking about.
100% I do. I read the book. It was beautiful. I haven't been able to convince my own husband to watch it yet because he kind of did the same thing you did. I don't know, dames talking about the war? What? Dames in the war? Potato peels? I want no part of this. Haram, fetch me my slippers. So, I have a very healthy marriage. We're fine.
I almost want to start a YouTube channel. It's like stuff my mom found on Netflix.
Well, we watched To All the Boys I Loved Before when it premiered a couple weeks ago, and it was fantastic, delightful, amazing, charming, and it's kind of sent us on a teen rom-com spiral, which Netflix can provide like crack cocaine. So that's what we've been doing. But honestly, the new TV season has got to come back soon because this can't be good. This can't be good. Is that the one with Hayden Christensen? Or is that something else? What?
Okay.
There's
another.
Yeah, he was in the news for something recently, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think there's another rom-com on Netflix where like he works in a pizzeria with someone else.
Are you thinking about Ryan Reynolds and Two Guys, a Girl in a Pizza Place?
No. It's a movie on Netflix that, like, because the Ringer.com had a pizza day in celebration of it. Unless maybe it was only in theaters in Canada. I forget, but I thought Netflix was involved in there somehow.
Netflix, theaters in Canada, potato. Well, I don't know. If Hayden Christensen is in some sort of rom-com centered around pizza, that is 100% what I'm going to be doing tonight. So,
yeah, I don't have the energy to look it up right now. Because it might mess with our video feed, with our audio feed. But so yeah, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff to go over. Actually, not really. We have news, and we have a really good retro pick.
I was going to say, we have stuff. This is not one of those. Yeah. We have 8 new episodes. Buckle in.
Yeah. One quick thing. Yeah. One quick thing I do want to mention up front, because I know some people will be concerned, which is that, with DC Universe starting up, Amazon Prime has removed Batman the Animated Series from Prime subscription. Yes. you can purchase them episode by episode for $1.99 if you wanted. However, our next episode, we will be recording the week ending September 15th. And September 15th is the day DC Universe launches, and all of those episodes are meant to be available in HD on the DC Universe streaming service. So, I don't see any reason why we couldn't just, keep watching those episodes, just watching them on DC Universe. We will review the episode that we almost got them, the one we announced for last week, just because, we want to be true to our word. But Sarah, you found some other ways that people can view these episodes, right?
So here's the thing. If you go to your Google machine and you type in the name of the episode title, Almost Got Him, and Batman, the search results will indicate certain websites that might have certain episodes available. Certain websites rhyme with Schleily Schmotion. That seems to have a pretty extensive collection of Batman the Animated Series episodes that are streaming. They are rudely interrupted ever so often by super obnoxious and much louder than the show commercials. That is your punishment for not ponying up the $1.99 or subscribing to the DC Universe. But if you wanted to keep going with us, I would say between you and me and nobody from the anti-piracy task force at the FBI, there are options if you Google it as of right now. But it could be that DC is going to start cracking down because DC Universe is coming, so they might start taking takedown notices. I don't know.
Yeah.
But for right now, if you want to keep up with us, and we're getting ahead of ourselves, but this week's retro pick is such a delight. So I do recommend spend the $1.99 or Google. Or get DC Universe and watch it next week.
Yeah, get DC Universe, and it's going to be in glorious HD. I've dreamed of watching these episodes in HD for a few years now, ever since I saw clips of them when I went to see Batman the Killing Joke in theaters. And when they showed the clips from the animated series, just because it wasn't in HD, the quality on a huge screen, just like, oh man. And the artwork is so gorgeous from the show. Like when you see it in HD, you're going to really see how the colors pop off those black backgrounds. And, oh, man.
Ed, are you trying to sell us TVs as well? Are we? And if you'd get a Sony Bravia, you can see that color spectrum rendered.
I'm just saying, it's gonna be awesome. So, all right, you ready to jump into news?
Yeah, let's crash through some news.
Cool.
All right, so we have a couple of trailers have dropped for some of our favorite CW superhero shows. We have a trailer for Arrow that shows. Oh, I'm sorry, Arrow. That's for song. Yes. I was too excited about the trailer. That shows quite a bit of, I think, the action that's going to be taking place, particularly early in the season. A lot of Oliver in prison. We see some hints about how it's not great for him in there. He and Dig have a between the glass conversation that they don't do the hold your hand up and press your hand against the glass, but I bet at some point this season we see Oliver do that with somebody. Anyway, trailer looks really good. Check that out. We also have some news. Number one, Black Siren apparently is going to be the Star City DA next season, even though, if I may, she is not an attorney. She is a supervillain from a different Earth. I feel like even if she was a freaking attorney on her Earth, the bar association on this Earth is going to be like, nah, babe, you got to pass the bar first. No, nobody cares. They know she's not Laurel Lance. They made her the DA anyway. What? There had better be a good explanation for this. There's not going to be a good explanation for this.
Sarah, have you seen Sharp Objects on HBO?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, there's a scene where Amy Adams' character, who as a young girl is played by the same actress who starred in It.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Well, when that character has to go to a funeral and doesn't like the way the makeup looks on the deceased, and she tries to wipe it off, and there's a huge fight where they have to like drag her out of the room, and she's just relentless trying to get to the coffin so that she can clean up this person's face. That's how I felt when I heard this news. You will have to drag me away to not try to stop this from happening.
Object to this. I just don't see how you can retcon this. It just, okay. Well, I try to give shows the benefit of the doubt. I honestly do, but this one is, this is rough. This is real rough. Can I just say really quickly, that girl from It in the second It movie is going to grow up to be Jessica Chastain, and in Sharp Objects grows up to be Amy Adams. That's, I mean, like, I feel like she has a lot to live up to as she herself actually as a human being grows up, because those are some big adult casting shoes to fill.
Yeah, and she's a really good actress. So I you know, a world where that happens, I think it's definitely possible. So
yeah. Anyway, Black Siren, Star City DA. Okay, Arrow, I want to love you. Why do you make it so hard to love you? Moving on. Apparently Diaz is going to be in this upcoming season more like the comic book version of Dragon than he was in the previous season. Ed, do you know what that means?
Not really. I haven't seen that much, but I'm guessing that, you know, he might be a little bit more fun. And kind of, you know, relish in what he's doing and maybe crack a joke or two.
As opposed to grimly burning people alive.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that'll be something to look forward to. Let's see, 2 other bits of news. Cody Rhodes is returning this upcoming season as Derek Sampson. He was an Adrian Chase crony, a drug dealer. He dealt Starlight. He's going to be in prison with Oliver and looks like he's going to be one of his antagonists. I believe Cody Rhodes himself is a professional wrestler. So
Yes.
if that tells you the bulk of the dudes who are going to be coming after Oliver, that kind of explains why his face always looks like it does in the trailer and all the promotional material, which is not great. They're harming his pretty face. I hate it. And then we have an episode title for episode 5, and that is The Demon. Ed, what demons are possibilities in this scenario?
Well, of course, there's the demon's head, Ra's al Ghul. Which, you know,
who is that at this point?
I think it's Nyssa.
That's my memory.
Yeah, because well, like the League of Assassins had kind of been disbanded for a while, especially because it was Merlin, and now Merlin's dead supposedly.
Air quotes.
You know, when really he's just going to be a co-host on DC Daily. But there's another demon that it's not referring to. It's wishful thinking on my part, but it could be the demon Etrigan.
Let me tell you, friends, Ed had me Google that before the show, and it's worth a Google if you don't know what he's talking about, because I want that to happen on Arrow.
Yeah. It's a creation of Jack Kirby in the 70s. See, this is when Jack Kirby left Marvel in a big harumph and decided to go to DC, and DC was like, okay, so you can come here, you can work on issues of Jimmy Olsen, and you can do whatever you want, and you can write your own stuff. And his dialogue was kind of clunky, but the imagination that he had was incredible. And you know, with no checks, it's oh my god. But that's where he created the Fourth World and New Gods, and Commandy, the last boy on Earth, and OMAC, the one-man army corps. And one of those, which might be my favorite, is The Demon. That was the name of the series. And it was this guy, Jason Blood, who was a servant of Merlin the Wizard during of the Arthurian legend, who was cursed with immortality, and who can at once transform. Really, he just goes to hell and switches places with a rhyming, a yellow fish-faced demon who speaks in rhyme.
Like, having a yellow fish face isn't enough. You throw in rhyming. So that's the demon Etrigan, Etrigan. Take your phones out. Google it right now.
Yeah. This will not be showing up on Arrow, but but I can hope.
I don't know. Maybe Arrow at this point's just like, screw it. Let's just do it. Anyway, that's the news for Arrow.
All right.
Moving on to The Flash.
Okay.
We have a trailer for this as well, and that trailer may as well be subtitled, "When are the West Allens going to quit screwing up the timeline?" This time it's the daughter who's like, I don't know, I did some time travel stuff, and now time is wonky. Dad, what's up? So that's my impression of the upcoming season of The Flash.
I love how Barry looks at her at the end like, you need to tell me what happens to me in the future. Like, if I was around, you would not have pulled this crap. What's going on?
I am a walking cautionary tale. And we do get glimpses of the new villain, Cicada. I will say I had the most unexpectedly delightful conversation with one of my classes this semester. One of my new classes is full of students I've never had in class before. They're from all over campus. It's an honors seminar. And one of them was wearing a Star Labs hat. And so we started talking before class about the CW shows, as you do. Mm-hmm. And one sweet boy who doesn't talk that much turned to me and said, "What did you think about the Barry Allen trial last season?" And we had a lengthy conversation about the ins and outs of the legal system. And then he said, and I don't mean to like gender this, but the We Are the Flash stuff was a problem, right? I mean, I'm not saying because she's, and I was like, no, friend, join me in this. It was a problem. So the Flash brought together students from different backgrounds and academic programs to discuss, man, that was a dumpster fire last season.
Oh, good. Good.
Anyway, we all agreed we're looking forward to the upcoming season. One of them said she might want to jump back into Arrow, but she's 3 seasons behind. And I was like, listen, baby, I'll just run this down for you in 5 minutes verbally. You don't need to. No. Anyway, okay, so other Flash news. We have information on the new Harrison Wells character. He is going to be Sherlock Wells. That's SHERLOQUE. He is a master detective. He is going to help take Cicada down in a unique way. He's going to ruffle some feathers while he's doing it. He's going to have a love interest. And Ralph is going to feel hella competitive because Ralph is the detective on the team, by God. So there's nothing about that doesn't delight me.
Yes, I would say I hope this is a little bit more grounded, that he's not wearing a deerstalker cap and speaking it with a British accent. Only because that stuff is funny if he's a Council of Wells member. Mm-hmm. But to try to carry that out through a whole season, I don't know if that would get grating or tired after a while. Well,
and if they really are going to introduce a love interest or I don't know who is an adult woman on that show who would be a love interest, but to do that with a Council of Wells character, that love interest would have to be so wacky. I think it would be intolerable. Yeah, on a big scale. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I'm with you. If they make this a Wellsy twist on Sherlock, as in the full-time Wellses, that could be really cool.
Yeah.
And last thing, Cecile apparently is going to struggle a bit this upcoming season with losing the powers she had when she was pregnant. So she no longer has her telepathy powers, and she's going to really grapple with that. And thank God the show acknowledges that is a thing that I think you would mourn the loss of, or you would notice the loss of, even if there's a blessing maybe from being free of that as well. Because I'm still mad that the Iris gets her powers, run Iris run, and then she loses her powers and she's like, cool, whatever, okay, great, I'm gonna be a journalist. And that was it. And I'm glad Cecile's gonna grapple with that.
I thought for a second you were gonna say that was a thing that people deal with every day.
Look, we all know that post-powers syndrome, PPS, affects millions of people every year. Sarah McLachlan has a song. You can donate to the fundraiser.
It does sound like the worst postpartum depression ever.
Like the normal stuff is bad enough, and then you throw in, you know. So that could be a good storyline there. I think I'm hoping that unfolds well. Moving on to Supergirl.
Okay.
We have some timing information about how the villains are going to start marching out this season. The doppelganger we saw at the end of last season is not going to be a major part of the narrative until the later half of the season. We might see that as a thread in early episodes. I'm assuming little glimpses here and there, maybe at the end of episodes or something is my imagining there. But the bad guys for the first part of the season is going to be Captain Liberty and Mercy Graves are going to be what are bedeviling Supergirl early on, and then the doppelganger presumably that's going to be the season finale big bad, so that's what they're doing there. A little bit of other information. Brainy and Alex are going to bond this season, which that'll be a odd couple pairing to enjoy. Alex is going to struggle to start dating again, which yep, that sounds like a thing. And Jeremy Jordan is going to be back once his Broadway show wraps. We will see him again.
Oh, okay. All right.
And we have episode titles, 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to start with 6 and 7 because they're less ripe for discussion. But 6 is Call to Action. 7 is Rather the Fallen Angel. But episode 5 is Parallax.
Ooh, Parallax. That cannot be the Green Lantern villain. Could it?
I mean, that's a pretty specific name.
Yeah, that's weird. Because it's one because it's so specific to Green Lantern. Like for those who don't know, Parallax, is the totem, the physical embodiment of yellow energy, which is pure fear. Sinestro wields a yellow power ring. And taps into Parallax's power. But Parallax is also a thing that can possess or inhabit people. In the mid-90s, Parallax took over Hal Jordan and caused him to go crazy and massacre the entire Green Lantern Corps, which set up Kyle Rayner as the lone remaining Green Lantern. So yeah, not a fun dude, and be interested to see if they bring Parallax into it, how they can handle that story without some type of lantern involvement.
If you massacre all the lanterns, do you then thereby become the only employee at the company picnic? Like, how does that? Are you kicked out of the Lantern Corps yourself? I guess I should just read the.
Yeah, you could read the story. I mean, actually, Jeff Johns' run, they hid that storyline for a while. It was out of print for a long time. But I think
because it was so freaking dark.
Yeah, kind of, and and I think they just really wanted to promote Jeff Johns. But there's a very famous cover, from that run. It was written by Ron Mars. But there's a very famous cover of Hal Jordan with this maniacal smile on, and he's holding up his hands, and there's like 2 rings on every hand. It's the rings of all the Green Lanterns he's killed so far. So yeah. But he did redeem himself and sacrificed himself to reignite the sun after it had gone out. And later was brought back as the Spectre for a while before being resurrected and taking command of a new Green Lantern Corps. So yeah, that's Parallax, and he's out there. Don't know if this is that Parallax, but wow.
The comicbook.com article reporting on it suggests that Parallax, as a creator of fear, fits thematically with this upcoming season of Supergirl, which is Captain Liberty stoking fears of aliens and stoking fears, among the citizenry toward Supergirl and her ilk. So this idea of provoking and promoting fear is sort of on point with what we've heard about the season so far. So who knows what it's going to actually be, but
yeah. So if a 40-foot insect all of a sudden just leaps out of Agent Liberty, that might be Parallax.
Wait, is that what it looks like?
Yeah, it's like this scaly 40-foot long, this enormous yellow insect.
Oh hell no, no, nope.
Yeah, in the Green Lantern movie, it was just a brown cloud that.
I'm sorry, the Green Lantern. What now?
It was
a movie.
Yeah, it was this thing with Ryan Reynolds. People don't like to talk about it, but it exists. It's out there.
Doesn't ring a bell. Doesn't ring a bell. I believe Deadpool 2 took care of that problem, did it not? I think that's why it doesn't exist.
Yes, it did.
Anyway, Legends of Tomorrow. Some news here. Looks like we're going to see a former member taking an unexpected form and trying to kill everybody.
Ooh.
Now, does that mean that it's like Rip Hunter and they've recast him? So a different actor is like, I am Rip, I'm here to kill you. I don't know. It doesn't really say, but yeah, that could be fun depending on how they play it. And I trust the show to play it in a fun way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nate, his dad is going to be a part of the show this coming season, and apparently it's going to require him to stay in 2018 with his dad for a time. So Nate's absence on the Wave Rider is filled by Constantine, who's going to move in, and apparently he does not like to wear clothing when he comes and goes from the shower. So it's going to be quite the hijinks. But listen, if we have made a trade where we get Constantine in exchange for Nate, we are winning. We are all ahead in that deal. That's exciting.
Yeah. Sports Center is going to say that's like one of the worst trades of all time. Yeah, like that's you're not getting back. You should have at least got a couple draft. If you're getting Constantine, that's an incredible steal. Like you should have at least given up a couple draft picks or some minor leaguers for that. Sorry,
what Ed said. And then episode 6 title is Tender is the Nate. And I'm sorry, I just laughed like a goon. Tender is the Nate. And the title page, it has a picture of the Eiffel Tower on it. So I don't know, Nate's going to Paris apparently.
All right.
Or something. Black Lightning. We have a trailer for that as well. Shows a lot of the characters we know and love in action. Everybody looks good. The costume's still on point. Tobias still looks evil. So, we're on track there.
Yeah.
Good stuff. We have casting news. We talked, I think, last week that they were looking to cast Looker. And Sofia Vassilieva is going to play Looker. We know her if you watched Supergirl last season. She was the young blonde Cult of Rao member who sort of took center stage in some of those stories. She looks really young. I mean, she looks like she's 15. So she's definitely got kind of a wafy, youthful appearance. And I think this links to the other story I wanted to mention, which is comicbook.com talked to showrunners, and they talked about how they use green light in the show as a metaphor for crack sweeping through the Black community, or opioids, the way they have hit often the white community, and that this season they really wanted to make the point that they're trying to build bridges and say this is not just a Black problem, that you have people of all ethnic backgrounds who suffer from, in this case, green light. And so casting presumably Sophia as Looker, as a young white woman, kind of tries to build bridges and show that the stereotype that this drug is a problem for this community. It's not just that, it cuts across races. It's more about economics and choice and opportunity and blah, blah, blah. So I didn't mean to just blah, blah, blah that. But I'm really interested in seeing how that's handled, because the show has been, I think the show is pretty good about the parallels, and Supergirl got a little heavy-handed sometimes, like we get it.
Yeah. And
I don't know, I felt like Black Lightning had a slightly defter touch with it, maybe because it's a little more grounded. I say that about a show where I realize the words that I'm saying. But anyway, I'm curious to see how they tackle that next season.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think that's something to explore, and it's interesting to see that they're going at it from a little different angle than last season.
Yeah, so I am on board for that. Moving on to the non-CW shows on our list, we'll start with Gotham.
Okay.
Ed, they're building a bigger Batcave.
Oh, okay. Is it modeled after the Great Ghost Lair?
I hope so. Oh, still not over it. But apparently they're building a set that's larger to accommodate presumably more filming in there as Bruce tiptoes ever closer to becoming Batman. We also have news that the show's going to add Magpie to its villain lineup this coming season. She is a thief? ?
Okay.
She apparently likes to steal shiny things like a magpie, hence Magpie.
Yeah, one of the lesser characters. I don't know that much about them, but okay, cool. Magpie.
This is, I mean, for the limited number of episodes we're getting in this last season, that's a lot of villains.
Yeah.
Like Bane and Mutant Leader and Magpie and, I mean, the existing villains. So those are going to be some full episodes. Let's see. Robin Lord Taylor did an interview. He promises more penguin iconography in this final season, that they're going to try to embrace some more of the things that make the penguin, but we are not going to see a thick penguin, like thick with 2 C's, thick penguin. He is going to remain svelte.
So he's not gorging donuts and cheesecake. He's not gonna.
I felt bad for the actor. Like, don't you want to say, I have a milkshake at each hand, I'm drinking it between answers because I got to get my pot belly on? But no, that's not happening.
Yeah. And well, but if we're gonna get to see the top hat and the umbrella and that cigarette holder, yeah, okay, I'd be up for that.
So that'll be fun. I hope that they are approaching this last season with that kind of playful, like, let's just do it. Let's go all in. Moving on to shows that have not hit the air yet. Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol.
Okay.
Music.
Are you ready for the most precise and informative piece of casting news you'll hear yet?
Go for it. Doom
Patrol is hoping to cast a black male in his 50s. Are you shook, Ed?
So he's playing, what is he playing? Like a garbage man named Phil?
I mean, he could be playing the high school science teacher. I don't know. Are there high schoolers in Doom Patrol? No, there's not. I don't know. The thought is maybe Cyborg's father, Silas Stone, is who they'd be casting for, given the composition of the cast.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, he could be your friendly neighborhood postal carrier. He could be the president of the United States. He could be, I mean, there's a lot of things he could be. Because that's really vague. But the comicbook.com article suggested, hey, Cyborg's dad, maybe. So there you go. Start your speculating engines. Moving on to Stargirl.
Stargirl music.
Apparently, one of the things that led to the Stargirl as an option for the DC universe was the TV show The Flash. That the showrunners saw how The Flash handled its special effects on a TV budget and realized, oh, well, if The Flash can do the speedster effects and if The Flash can do Gorilla Grodd and make it look as good as it does on that budget, maybe we could do what Stargirl requires us to do with, for example, Stripe. So we have the Flash to thank for Stargirl.
Yay!
What kind of effects would Stripe need?
Well, he's a big giant robot. So you need a big giant robot to make it look believable. I actually think Robot Man and Doom Patrol will be also an interesting test for that. To see if that might give it clues to what kind of direction they're going to go with the effects for Stripe specifically.
Maybe they'll perfect the robot technology in Doom Patrol and then share what they know with Stargirl as they.
Maybe
we're all in this together. Another thing that Stargirl's showrunners hope to do is reimagine the Justice Society a little bit.
Okay.
So this is Ed. Take it away. Tell me things about that.
Well, the Justice Society of America was the original DC Comics super team formed in the 40s with basically all the major heroes of the DC universe except Batman and Superman. And so this was all American comics. So you had the Alan Scott Green Lantern, the Jay Garrick Flash, Wonder Woman was a part of it, Hawkman and Hawkgirl. But then characters like Wildcat and the Sandman and Johnny Thunder, who was a kid who kept a magic lightning bolt in his pocket.
Is that a euphemism?
No. It was a lightning bolt who had a face and arms and used to tease Johnny Thunder all the time, but would perform magical feats for him and help him out of scrapes. Our Man, that was another here. Dr. Midnight. So and Jeff Johns the first time I really encountered Jeff Johns was his run on JSA in the early aughts. And I think James Robinson and David Goyer had a hand with that, but Jeff Johns was the one who really carried it through. And that was all of those heroes from the 40s in the present, and with a lot of their kids and grandkids who had grown up into heroes of their own right and trying to make a legacy for themselves. So it's this, interesting, there's a real sense of DC Comics history in those characters, but there's still, great conflict and dramas and, personal stuff for them to deal with, stuff, like getting old, or, there's teenage squabbles. I remember there was a point where Captain Marvel was on the team, and Stargirl thought he was cute, was flirting with him, and they kind of had a romance. And it got really weird when he had to tell her, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm really a 12-year-old boy."
Awkward. Oh
yeah.
Oh, full body cringe.
Yeah, I don't think this show is gonna go there.
Please don't go there. Oh my god.
It's because one of the best parts of that run was Black Adam and Captain Marvel and their rivalry. Black Adam was originally part of the team, part of the JSA, when he tried to turn hero, and Captain Marvel became suspicious. And it went back and forth for a while. And obviously this is going to be Stargirl's show, so she's going to be the star of this. But if we can see some of those stories through her eyes, and kind of get a sense of the way the JSA operates in the comics, I think that could be really cool.
Yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm. So I've given like 3 just like knowledge drops.
For sure. This episode better be titled Comics History with Edward O'Hare. So,
well, it's probably going to be. Oh yeah, did we mention it's our 1-year anniversary?
Oh no, we didn't.
Oh my god, we probably should have mentioned it. This is our 1 year.
Worst. Do you want to close with that?
yeah. We'll close with that. We got
so it's not buried in the Stargirl section.
Yeah, we got some emails from friends. We'll talk about that. In fact, let's do that before the retro pick.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have one more bit of news before we move on to birthday wishes and retro pick, and that is Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing
and
music.
For my money, this is the most exciting news of the week because we have an Abby Arcane. She will be played by Crystal Reed, who DC viewers are going to know from Gotham. She played Sophia, and other viewers are going to know as Allison Argent from Teen Wolf. She is an incredible actress. She's beautiful. She has depths. As the lead female cast member in Swamp Thing, I am really excited about this. This is good casting, Ed. It's good casting.
Yeah, I think it's very good casting, especially because she has this raw sexual energy. Like that is very in line with the way Abby is in the comics. Just you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. For sure. And she plays intelligent characters. She plays savvy characters. She plays smart, emotionally vulnerable characters. I mean, she plays a wide range, and I'm so thrilled to see what she's going to do with this role. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for the show.
Yeah.
We also have casting of Liz Tremaine. Maria Sten is going to play the Liz Tremaine character. Liz Tremaine is a supporting character. Ed, help me out here.
Yeah, she's Abby's best friend. She also happens to be an investigative reporter who wants to figure out what's going on in that swamp.
Is she a better journalist than Iris?
Yeah, I would say she's kind of in line with the reporter on the Incredible Hulk TV series.
Okay. I was not expecting that comparison.
Okay.
You really brought that one. Good. All right.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, we have the two women characters have been announced now, and so I'm super interested to see who we're going to get for actual Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Who's going to be Alec Holland? Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, I trailed off there because I forgot his name when he's not the Swamp Thing. So, we do have then a little bit of behind the scenes news as well. Len Wiseman is going to direct the pilot and serve as executive producer.
Okay.
He is a movie director. He directed the Underworld movies. I described this to Ed off air as he also directed the bad Die Hard. And then Ed and I had a lively debate about which actually is the bad Die Hard that ended with me saying, I don't know, the first movie is good.
Because I heard such bad things about Good Day to Die Hard that I don't think I've ever actually seen it or sat through the whole thing.
That's the one with Justin Long, right?
No, it's Live Free or Die Hard. That's the one Len Wiseman directed. Good Day to Die Hard is the one where he's in Russia with his son, played by Jai Courtney.
Right. I think I've seen all of these, but they're just so bad they all fell into a hole in my brain, and that's fine.
But he also directed the pilot for Lucifer.
Which was stylish and fun. Yeah.
So he's known for TV pilots. I think Sleepy Hollow.
Super stylish and fun.
Yeah. So I mean, he definitely has. I think this is definitely more in his wheelhouse, especially with like the Underworld movies and stuff like that.
That dark sort of gothic-y. I mean, Sleepy Hollow was all. Mm-hmm. Creepy, spooky, that feels to me tonally to be really similar. So I think he sounds like a fantastic choice, and he's got James Wan is still involved, and he's certainly got that ethos as well. So anyway, all good things happening for Swamp Thing this week.
Cool. Awesome. Now, ready on to our 1-year anniversary celebration.
Hey, happy birthday, Ed.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary. Happy. We've been doing this for a year.
Yeah. So this is our 52nd episode. And all DC Comics fans know that 52 is a very important magical number. 52. Can you believe it, Sarah? A year ago. It's been a year straight. I didn't miss a week.
It doesn't feel that long.
Yeah, but we did get a couple of emails from buddies wishing. So first up, I'm going to read is from Steph, our friend over at Gotham Lights, or Orville Lights, depending on what time of year you're listening. This is hello, Ed and Sarah. A big congratulations to you both on 1 year of the DC TV report. It's great to see something which started out as a segment on Wicked Theory has now become such an entertaining podcast in its own right. I'm a bit sad that there won't be any further retro picks of Batman the Animated Series for now. It's been fun going through the show. Let's all pre-order the DC streaming service. Once it goes live, the retro picks for Batman TAS can continue. It's a thought. Here's to another year of the DC TV report. Your friend and loyal listener, Steph. So as far as we know, the retro picks are gonna continue because there's not really gonna be a break. I mean, we're gonna have to watch them on DC Universe like right before we record next week, because it's gonna be the same day. But yeah, I don't see why we can't continue. Thank you, Steph. We appreciate that.
Steph, you're the best. Thanks, Steph.
Sammy, thank you. And the other one, and this one's long, but I think it's fun. It's from Agent Palmer, who the proxy caster, many of you know, who's a friend of the show. Tries to be more than that, but he's a friend.
No benefits, Palmer.
Yeah, and he writes, "Happy old 52 as you embark on your new 52, or rather your next 52." And now, as has been noted on other shows, I won't name drop them here, but for anniversary specials, I usually go big. I've sent in excess of 50 questions to one show for a similar occasion such as this. But alas, while you have no shows this week and no reason to answer every question, I suspect Ed would cherry pick on a list of such size. Yes, I would have.
Yeah.
So, out of respect, I have taken what would have been 52 questions and halved it twice, arriving at what I believe is a suitable 13-ish. Because I'm like a villain that way, and all the fun is in the ish. It has truly been a pleasure to listen every Sunday morning, except that one time that really inconvenienced me, so I didn't get to listen to it until the following Sunday. Sarcasm. I don't really care for most of the shows you cover, but I'm literally here for you two, and Bill, if and when he's allowed on mic. And I'm very much here for the tangents. # more tangents. Ed, feel free to DCify # more tangents in a way that better suits you. I don't know what I wasn't supposed to read that, but okay.
Oh, Ed.
Now, on to the questions, which I culled down so Ed doesn't have to cherry pick, and then and he can ask them straight away, one by one, and go. Who would each of you prefer to be the fictional character that took you into the hall to have a talk? For me, it's always Joe West. Yeah, because then I can ask him how Lenny Briscoe's doing.
So my first instinct was just Superman, because he always just wants the best for everybody. But if Superman had to give me a talk, I did something really wrong.
Yeah.
That Superman is like, yo, check yourself. So I'm going to say Lois Lane, because, I mean, I feel like we have a sisterhood, reporter to reporter, Lois. I choose Lois. Always Lois.
All right. Is there a better comedic character in DC TV than Bullock? There's some funny characters in there. I would say the cast of Lucifer is up there. Lucifer himself, he's pretty funny. I think Ralph Dibny has his moments where he.
I was gonna say Cisco. I like Cisco.
Cisco's
brand of wacky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. This is a good question. Ravi on iZombie is a delight.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ravi. Final answer. Oh, but all the legends, all the legends of tomorrow are the comic relief in their own right. But yeah, I'm gonna go Ravi. That's my final answer.
Okay. And the next question has to do with legends. If you could have the legends go back and do your bidding before your birth, what would you have them do? Before my birth, isn't this like the question where like you're supposed to say kill Hitler, but
yeah, but then there's the have you read the piece of writing on the internet where time travelers are forbidden to kill Hitler because of Rule 361, and so you have time travelers trying to stop time travelers from killing Hitler because God damn it, did you not read Rule 361? Because if you kill Hitler, it gets worse. And so the time traveler brags about killing Hitler, and then another one, nope, I cleaned it up. You're not supposed to kill Hitler. Read the manual. Sorry. Okay, it's great. I'm gonna find the link and I'm gonna include it when this drops on Sunday. So are we trying to rectify a wrong here, or would this be?
I don't know. I think the thing that I would find interesting is if the George Reeves Superman TV show and the Adam West Batman TV show switched places, and you had a black and white Batman in the 50s fighting cops and robbers, fighting street thugs, and a Technicolor Superman in the 60s fighting wacky supervillains. I think that I would be interested to see what that looks like.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Gosh, what would I want them to do? Palmer, you have me stumped. You have caught me flat-footed. What I'm now trying to remember is, who is the woman who worked on like supercomputing way before her time? The actress, kind of the Agent Carter character was sort of based on her.
Mae West?
Was it? I feel whoever I'm thinking of, and
Rita
I can't
Hayworth?
crystallize it.
Yeah.
Maybe Rita Hayworth. I would like that woman to be scooped up and taken to a time where her genius would have been appreciated. I don't know when that time is. I'm not actually sure. It's 2018, honestly.
Yeah.
But where, that potential could be achieved and where she would get the credit that was due. And maybe I feel that way about like your Rosalind, what's her name, who worked on DNA? Oh my gosh. Palmer. Honestly, I needed a little bit more preparation for this, but unsung women scientists, I would scoop them up and create a woman science team to travel through time, fixing things with their brains. That's what I would like them to do. I realize it's not quite what you're asking, but bam, there it is. Okay, what's the next question? Hit me. I'm ready now.
All right. What's the better recap show? Gotham Lights or Preacher vs. Preacher? Why are you starting fights, Palmer? Why are you starting fights? There's no need to start fights. They're both great shows. All right.
You're a monster.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's apples and oranges.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. I mean, but Steph's my girl.
Yeah.
But you can't,
Yeah. Come on. All right. Let's. What character from the Marvel Cinematic Universe most belongs in the DC TV multiverse? So what Marvel movies character feels like a DC TV character?
I mean, I would most like to see Wonder Woman, but that's not realistic. So now I'm trying to think about, what sidekicks could transition.
Well, no. It's asking what Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, Marvel. I'm so sorry. Oh, Hawkeye. God, easy. Hawkeye, done.
Okay. I would say Captain America because I always felt like Captain America was a DC character in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Just because he has that legacy and that backstory. That extends back to the 40s. So that would be my choice.
You know why my brain rejected that question? Because Palmer's gotten after us for talking about Marvel too much. So I just glossed over the Marvel because I figured Palmer would never actually encourage us to talk about Marvel on this show.
All right.
But yeah, no, 100% Hawkeye. I feel like he's that kind of like lower powered dude who ends up on TV because your Batmans are in movies, and so yeah.
All right, so let's buckle down and get through this because we don't have that much time. Okay, so next question. Seriously, Gotham Lights or Preacher vs. Preacher? I know Ed deflected.
He's good, and we're not doing it. We're not falling for your games.
No, stop it. This is outrageous. They're both great shows. Everyone should listen to the both and this one.
I mean, Don is delightful. He's a delightful, eager puppy. I mean, so it's, but you can't choose.
Dom's the best. All right. Name one Bat gadget you want to see young Bruce play with before he becomes Batman.
Bat shark repellent.
Oh yes, I was gonna say the same thing.
1 year, Ed. Happy 1 year.
Happy 1 year. Yes, the Bat shark repellent. Go see the 1966 Batman movie for more details. Okay, next question. Controversy is good for ratings, Ed. Gotham Lights or Preacher vs. Preacher? You know, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm going to say it. Best recap episode or best recap podcast, The West Wing Weekly. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Controversy. Yeah. West Wing Weekly. There you go.
Star Trek: The Next Conversation. How about that?
I like them apples.
All right. Your executive producer, Bill Sweeney, is hovering over the DC TV landscape, and he must land within one show. Which show do you make sure your producer lands in? I would say his best chances of survival are in Legends of Tomorrow.
Well, he is kind of I feel like he would fit with the offbeat kind of goofball. He himself is sort of a Legend of Tomorrow, is he not?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, and by the way, if Bill, if you're upset that I mentioned you're a chain smoker on this show last week, I didn't mean to say that. Or
did you mean to say it again?
No,
this week?
No, no. I heard him in a Patreon episode talking about how, like, well, Ed says I'm a chain smoker, evidently, and you might be right, but like, if that hurt your feelings, I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. I just want to say that publicly, since I said the first one publicly. Anyway,
but it means he and Constantine would get on like gangbusters.
Yeah, exactly. And if there's a character on TV that like if you ask Bill who he would want to hang out with, my money is that Constantine would be definitely in that conversation. Plus, like, I don't want to drop him in Arrow or Gotham, because I feel like someone falls from the sky, they immediately get killed in both of those universes.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, next, Sara. Sara can change places with one hero in all of DC TV. Who is it?
You know what? Lucifer.
Okay.
He's got a kickin' lifestyle.
There you go.
He's got that loft. It's all party, party, party. He's got the nice clothes. I'm saying Lucifer. That dude knows how to live. I guess the tortured guilt comes with it. Fine, I can deal with that. Lucifer.
All right. Ed can change places with one villain in all of DC TV. Who is it? Villain. I would probably go with Deathstroke. Because I
Yes, please.
Now reverse those previous two questions, but have the other answer. Sara, what hero should Ed be? Ed, what villain should Sara be?
Oh, jeez. Oh, Ed, like, who captures your innate goodness, but your intelligence? Honestly, if not for... Part of me wants to say Barry Allen, because Barry is such a good, earnest, honest guy, but, like, Barry was also kind of a schmuck last season, so I feel like that's kind of an insult, and I don't mean to do that to you. But I'm going to have to think about this some more. I'm going to say Barry for now so we can move things along, but Ed, I'm going to come up with something better for you.
Okay, I had an answer I thought you were going to say, but I'll wait until later then.
Okay.
What villain should Sara be? This is I'm trying to think of someone. See, like, my first initial reaction would be like Sophia Falcone, but she's dead, and I don't want to do that to you.
Well, she's technically on life support, but
okay. But, like, great villains. Like, I almost want to trade you with Iris so that you can make her a competent reporter, but she's not really a villain.
Isn't she?
But yeah, I guess Babs. Let's say Babs. I think you'd have fun being Babs.
Oh, that's funny, because I'm ready to change my answer to my final answer, and that is Jim Gordon for you.
Oh.
I don't know why it took me so long. Like, Law and Order wants people to behave, be the best versions of themselves, but also not afraid to get a little dirty when necessary.
Okay.
Also, you'd grow the damn stash.
Yes, I would.
You would not let us down.
Yeah, actually, I thought for a second you were gonna say Ray Palmer.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Just because the goody two shoes, and he was a Boy Scout.
Okay, so basically the nicest guys in the DC universe. That's who I see it as.
Well, also because like I almost think because he's kind of lame. He's
You're not lame.
No,
he is
but
lame,
he's got
though.
this corny sense of humor that just like really gets me every time.
And he does have a strong nerd appreciation. Like, he likes all the movies, and yeah. Ray Palmer's a good choice too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you, Palmer, for ensuring this episode would be more than an hour.
Yeah, we were just like, oh, we can get through this. We always jinx ourselves, always, every time.
But that was fun. Appreciate it, and thank you, everybody, for listening. We do appreciate it. And I probably should have promoted this more, but that's okay, because it's time for our retro pick. Sarah, you ready?
Ready.
All right, so Batman, the animated series. Episode aired November 10th, 1992. Almost Got Him. The Joker, the Penguin, Two-Face, Killer Croc, and Poison Ivy all gathered around the poker table and swapped stories about the times they almost got Batman. Last minute reveal, Catwoman thanked Batman for stopping Harley Quinn from turning her into cat food and came close to kissing the Caped Crusader before he swung off the roof and into the night.
Man, Batman has a crippling fear of intimacy, doesn't he? Oh, Ed, this episode is so good. I say this every week about this show, but this one is next level good.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. This is a personal favorite. This is really good. I think each of the stories are unique and definitely reflect that character. What's funny is you could tell that the twist that Killer Croc was really Batman in disguise because he was the only villain they didn't actually show his story.
But he threw a rock at Batman.
Yeah,
it was a big rock.
He threw a rock at it. It was a big rock. And
so yeah, that's what I noticed too. It was so fun that each of the villains not only has his or her own method for trying to get rid of Batman, but the vocal patterns are distinct. I mean, you could watch that could be a radio play and you would know who they were based on, I mean, obviously not just the voice actors, but the language used and the tone and the delivery. It's just, it shows you what a rich world the show built with all these different villains.
Yeah, and this one, this was written by Paul Dini, the master, and it figures all the great Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, Arlene Sorkin, Richard Mall as Two-Face, Paul Williams as the Penguin, Aaron Kincaid as Killer Croc, Diane Pershing as Poison Ivy, and Adrienne Barbeau as Catwoman. Like that's your all-star roster right there. And now just to quickly break down, each of the stories. Poison Ivy had this thing with exploding pumpkins, where like she gassed Batman, but he was able to get to the Batmobile and inoculate himself with an antidote, and blow up, and everything blew up around her. So that
literally,
yeah. Two-Face was stealing from the Gotham Mint and captured Batman and tied him to this enormous penny and was planning to flip him.
I mean, in no way was that unnecessarily complicated. That was just a common sense plan.
Yeah, and
clearly,
and who would have known Batman would have been able to steal Harvey's coin and use that coin to cut his bondings. Fun fact, I will tell you that giant penny, like Two-Face says in the episode, like they let him keep it. That penny will be hanging in the Batcave for the rest of the episode, for the rest of the series. Every once in a while, you'll see Alfred in the corner polishing it. Like that's one of the mementos that Batman kept from his adventures. That was cool. Penguin tells a story about taking over an aviary at the zoo and trying to have Batman deal with poisoned hummingbirds, and I forget the name of that enormous bird. It was like a cassowary or something like that.
It was a cassowary.
Yeah.
Can I just say really quickly, I felt bad for Penguin having to code switch because he hangs out with retrobates who have no vocabulary skills because he had his like aviary of destruction or whatever it was.
Aviary.
And he was like, nah, okay, killer birds. I got killer birds. Like poor Penguin. He shouldn't have to dumb himself down.
The aviary of doom. Yeah. Oh man. And Joker took over a late night TV show and strapped Batman, another long convoluted plan, to an electric chair activated by laughing.
And then he pumped the audience full of laughing gas. It was really dark.
Yeah. Really, like, oh man. And Catwoman came to save the day. And this is an extension from last episode. We see that like Catwoman kind of toes the line. She is a thief, she is a cat burglar, but you know, she has a soft spot for Batman, and you know, she's the one who kind of bails him out of this.
Oh, there's no kind of. I mean,
Yeah.
he probably would have gotten himself out, but she saved the day.
Yeah,
there.
and
also really quickly, Harley on drums and Harley reading the phone book. That is a great Harley episode.
yeah, and and you know, Batman turned the tables, was able to capture those villains, and save Catwoman from Harley Quinn at the cat food factory.
I'm so sad that there is not in my cityscape a cat food factory with a big neon cat on top of the building. I would like that in my skyline. But yeah, the turning Catwoman into Cat Chow, yikes. This is it has some dark ideas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that Catwoman saves Batman and then Batman saves Catwoman back. That was a fun give and take. Also, if I may add, this episode passed the Bechdel test because Harley and Catwoman spoke to one another. So, yay.
There we go.
Female representation.
So yeah. This is a fun episode. You know, great. It feels like a clip show, but it's not because it's all new stories.
Well, also, and I do want to dwell on Catwoman also having her almost got him moment, but different.
Aw. Yeah.
So when I told Jason that we were going to be doing this with the retro pick, he got so excited and said, okay, I want you to watch my favorite episode. And it was this one. So I saw this one really, really early on and I liked it. But watching it again now, so much more fun knowing the characters that play off. So when Ivy and Two-Face face each other, I'm like, oh, well, those two did used to date. I've seen that. So there's a lot more richness that comes with the character interactions. Also, knowing the twist is a lot of fun, too, to watch Killer Croc it up and know, that's Batman. Yeah. So yeah, this is an episode that I now have seen multiple times, which is not something I can say about the rest of them, and I loved it each time, but this time it was just even richer and better.
Cool.
So, yeah, good stuff.
All right, you ready to find out what we're going to watch next week?
Yes.
All right, so our first HD DC Universe episode. I'm not sure how they're going to order them, so the title will be the thing to look for here. But if you're following on Amazon or if you have the DVDs, this is in Volume 2, and it's Episode 12, titled, If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich? If you're so smart, why aren't you rich?
Cool.
All right. And is there something else we're supposed to do here, or?
Well, I mean, winner of the week, but we don't really have a new live action show. And,
yeah. Because I feel like with all of these episodes, like the winner's Batman in the end.
Yes.
You know. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the winner's always Batman.
Our winner of the week, Batman.
All right. And that's going to be the DC TV report for this week. You can find us on Twitter. I'm at Edward O'Hare TBD.
And I'm Sarah Netzley, SaraNetzley.
And be sure to follow the show on Twitter at DCTV Report. Send along your emails to dctv@wickedtheory.com. Also, be sure to subscribe to our show on your podcast app of choice. Please rate and review us because that helps other people find us. And check out our sister shows, the Wicked Theory Podcast and Preacher vs. Preacher. This has been a Wicked Theory Studios production. Executive producer, Bill Sweeney. Visit us at wickedtheory.com. Shazam, everybody.
Shazam!
Shazam!